cannot tell a lie. Another history-making Maui News Sports Report is upon us, so let's get right to it. I'm Rob, he's Jordan, the TV finish line reporter, and we have no debate what to start with today, my man. History for the Seabury Hall girls track team.
Yeah, as you mentioned, historic day for Seabury Hall. The girls track team with 9 total competitors, takes the girls state team title, takes it away from Punahou, and Alyssa Bettendorf, Dakota Grossman and company just had a day for the ages after coming so close last year, losing by a single point, so close 2 out of the last 3 years with 2 runner-up finishes. The first girls state team title in Maui Interscholastic League history. The only other state track team titles, 2 for Maui High boys and 2 for Baldwin boys, the 2-time defending champion. They finished 3rd this year, another good showing. But for Seabury Hall, just a magical day. And led by, those 2 dominant names at the top, Alyssa Bettendorf and Dakota Grossman, who would have won the meet by themselves.
Dakota was third in the 800, won the 1500 for the second time, won the 3000 for the 4th time, and that by the way gives her family 7 of the last 8 3000 titles. She would have been 4th by herself. Alyssa Bettendorf scored 36 points, matching Shane Victorino's triple from 1999, winning the 100, the 200, and the 400. And oh yeah, she adds a 3rd place in the long jump. Hilo High was 2nd with 38 points. Alyssa Bettendorf scored 36 by herself. Bobby Grossman, the coach and Dakota's dad, has told me a few times this is the best set of teammates in Hawaii high school track history. Very, very hard to argue with.
Yeah, and to kind of back up his point, if you will, you just look at things and you look at things over the course of the state tournaments, the state history. For Dakota Grossman to win 6 individual state medals, 4-peating in the 3,000, almost unheard of. And then Alyssa Bettendorf with as rare a triple as you'll get, the 1, the 2, and the 4. And she sets the state record in the 200-meter dash. All of them come from behind wins, and
dramatic come from behind.
Yeah,
wins.
Dramatic as they could get. The 200 barely eking it out, photo finish, and you really can put that on a historical time frame as we take a step back. And you're right. For those 2 teammates, you can put them up against any 2 on any team over the course of the history of the state tournament. And because of that, just the jubilation that they experienced at the end. I was lucky enough to be there at the finish line for those races. Saw them, as Chris Sugidono of Maui News was there. And just the unbridled joy, relief, excitement, about a million different emotions mixed into one was just so enjoyable to watch them go through that. And I know a lot of people, even people on Oahu and from around the state, were just so happy for them because of how close they had come recently.
Crazy, and they scored 73 points, and Hilo High, a distant second, 38. Punahou, the perennial champion, 34. And Dakota Grossman headed to the University of Utah. Alyssa Bettendorf headed to Northern Colorado. They're going to be making some noise at the NCAA Division I level, without a doubt. Chris Sugidono, the guy behind the camera for this sports report, had an unbelievable story in Sunday morning's paper, illustrating the emotion of Dakota Grossman. She's always so stoic, so focused, and she's in her dad's arms, her coach's arms, bawling, and he starts to cry. It was history, and it was chicken skin, and you got to be there. I'm jealous, man. But it was, a special day for the MIL as well. Caitlin Smith, a Baldwin freshman, wins the long jump in front of Alyssa Bettendorf. Emerson LeBird wins the 110 high hurdles. He was very emotional after that. Jake Jacobs, the defending 400 state champion, wins the 800 in dramatic fashion. Kainoa Tom got things started on Friday night for Baldwin with a first place in the pole vault, just winning a jump off with his teammate Dusty Flores, and Daniel Peach, in only his 2nd year running, wins the state 400. A spectacular weekend for MIL track. And again, some of those names, especially Grossman and Bettendorf, are going to be big time in the future.
Yeah, really, those are two that you're going to talk about in years to come. And it was just it was a banner day for the MIL, really. Seabury, of course, the headliner, but Jacobs out of Kincaid-Kalike, you mentioned LeBert out of Lahaina Luna, Smith and Tom out of Baldwin. 11 individual state titles for the league at the state meet over the weekend. Just a great week for MIL track athletes, and of course Seabury Hall kind of putting the cherry on top.
Amy Ozzie got things started with a title in the high jump. She's only a sophomore. She got things started for Seabury Hall on Friday night. She told me that she felt then like, hey, we got this in the bag. And it was a quote that I didn't use because I didn't want to put that on them. But she was right, man, all the way. Unbelievable. In another really good showing for Seabury Hall, the boys volleyball team makes the state final for the fourth time in 5 years. But once again, waiting there was HBA, a very tough team.
Yeah, Hawaii Baptist just dominant over the course of the last decade or so in Division II boys volleyball. Seabury had their chance, won the first set, lost the second set 26-24, actually led it by 6 in the second set, and then kind of HBA taking over from there. But a runner-up finish kind of after an up-and-down season for the Spartans. Nothing to hang your hat on. And for that school up in Olinda, pretty good weekend.
Yeah, no
pretty
doubt.
Good
Let's be clear. 250 students in the high school ranks, and track and field is one of the very few sports left in Hawaii that has competed on one level, and Seabury girls absolutely, completely dominated a day that will go down in MIL lore for sure. Blake Rizzo, Nick Yoshiro, and Kyle Stisher, 3 state finals for the Seabury volleyball team. They go down with just stellar careers. They didn't get it done in the state final, but to be in 3 state finals, not very many people will ever be able to say that. In the state judo meet, 2 fourth-place finishes for the MIL. King Kekalike's Alyssa Fusato finishes 4th at 129, and Kamehameha's Neula A'arona takes 4th at 154, and Jordan, everything wraps up this week with a big week for 3 MIL baseball teams.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Kind of the boys getting a week to themselves in a crowded spring sports schedule. Starting on Tuesday, state baseball tournaments, D1 kicking off Tuesday, D2 kicking off Wednesday. And 3 really good teams, I think, that can make a run at things. In Division I, Maui High, Baldwin, also in Division I. Both of those teams with some good pitching depth that can really make a run at things. Molokai as well in Division II, and kind of the last hurrahs for a lot of, and what is a kind of a star-studded senior class. You know, you got David Rapinot out of Molokai, the core 4, as we've kind of started to call them, Makana Victorine, Josh Nobriga, Noah Polo, and Isaiah Medella on Baldwin. And then for Maui High, kind of their big 3, Colin Beeson, Jacob Tiu, Chaz Ishikawa. So a lot of them trying to make their last run at it. And the way things have set up with the brackets, the pitching depth, I think we could see maybe some deep runs perhaps. They're set up for it.
No doubt. Molokai with Rapinot, who's going to be drafted. He's got just a devastating fastball. Nohi Meyer, and a returning MIL All-Star, and Hana Dudoa Enos hardly got to pitch because they only played 11 games all year. But Molokai has a shot, a real shot, and I think Baldwin and Maui High do too. And that's going to wrap up a huge academic year. And that wraps up our sports report for this week. Send us your bobbleheads.